Coming live from the space city we call Houston, Texas, Spaceboy Music. And here's Spaceboy.
Hello everyone, it is Wednesday, August the 17th of 2016, and you're tuned into Spaceboy Music. That's right, we're playing it live on spaceboymusic.com and of course our main network of spaceboyuniverse.com. So you can catch the show on either one. Pick your choice, pick your flavor, it doesn't matter. In the hot seat with me is the lovely Solana. Say hello, Solana.
It's not that hot.
Well, you know, it can be.
It's a medium warm.
Okay. Like one of those fast food red light warmer things?
Exactly.
Okay. We're going to be playing some music. We'll probably talk between musical interludes just to make it interesting. But, of course, as always, we're playing music from the Space Vault, where I keep a lot of my music, and some of them you've heard already, but some of them you haven't. You never know what you're going to get every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Spaceboy Music. So, Solana, how was your day today?
Oh, I won a ticket that I didn't want.
Was it like a Willy Wonka ticket, or?
Oh no, it's a ticket to a baseball game.
Really? Was that today?
Yeah, it's just for me, just for one person.
Oh.
The Houston versus Seattle Mariners.
Was this something you were talking about before? Or?
I entered a drawing at work because I wanted to win something else, but I can't remember what that was. I didn't want the ticket, but of course I got the ticket.
Well, do you still have the ticket? I mean,
yeah, it's in my wallet.
Okay, but
I'm thinking about giving it to someone else.
Giving it to somebody, like you couldn't barter or make an advancement out of it, or
well, I mean, I have like a mafia mentality at work. I do things for people to rack up favors.
Oh, I see. So you're going to pay somebody off that you've.
People are in my debt. They need to give me things. The thing is, it's during the workday, like at 1:10 in the afternoon, and they're going to allow you to go to the game during work hours with no repercussions. No, you don't have to take sick leave. You don't have to take vacate. It's a staff appreciation.
So do you have somebody in mind at work that you're going to give the ticket to?
Well, first I'm going to find out if I can legally do that. Then I'm going to, maybe I'll set up a contest like a Hunger Games thing or,
Are you going to wear those fabulous hairdos that they wear in that movie?
Well, I'll just get a really high throne, like build a big dais and make people come up these stairs to,
nice.
Plead their case.
Well, as we progress, we will, through the show, we'll cut back in with interstitials. But here's our first song up to the night. It's called Waiting for the Night, and it goes like this. Yes, you're listening to SpaceboyMusic.com. And let me ask you this, Erlana. It's been kind of crazy, the weather lately here in Houston, Texas.
We've been on edge because we were worried if this was going to be a repeat of April, which was the biblical flooding. But instead, Louisiana got it.
Louisiana got it. And I get, since I started the new job here, like today, for example, it was kind of gray most of the day, and then right before I was going to leave at 5 o'clock today, it got like almost pitch black, and I could see leaves flying out. And
I missed that part because I come home earlier than you.
That's a nice thing about this new job is I got a window view.
Yeah,
of outside.
You can see what's coming.
I could see, so.
Did I tell you our mutual friend has cousins that live in Ascension Parish, I believe, which is the one that was devastated, and they lost everything, including their orchestral instruments because they play in an orchestra.
Oh, that's sad.
Just gone with the water.
Well, our hearts go out to the people in Louisiana, and we hope for this rain to kind of go away.
Was it 2 nights ago or last night or something that our power went out, came back on, went out,
yeah,
came back on
but
for seconds or to a minute, and then it kind of,
Well, the thing is that while I'm laying there in bed and the power goes off, I'm like,
you can feel it. It'll wake you up.
I was like, I do not give a flip, quote unquote, about the power going on. I need to make sure I'm plenty rested because I start my job the next day, and that's why I was like.
But the thing is, you will wake up because when the air stops blowing, you're like, "What is going on? I can't." You just lay there and bake.
Because I'm already radiating heat as it is. I'm hot.
You're what makes the room hot in the first place.
I'm just naturally, burning off heat, and so I can't explain it. So. Hey, let's get into another song. This one's called Acceleration from the latest, soon to be the second latest CD from Spaceboy called Digital. So, lately we've been playing some games lately. I downloaded Monopoly and been playing with the AI because...
I think to say, who are you playing with?
I'm playing with the AI because I know that you hate Monopoly. But tell me, I know
played
that
it in 100 years.
Recently we downloaded, what was it, Golf with Friends or something like that?
Yes.
And then now you're on to some other golf game?
No. I just have it sitting in my wish list on Steam.
No. You were playing some other, I guess, at games.
No. It's a solitaire-based thing.
Oh,
it's a card-based thing.
Would you like to elaborate it while you got a chance to talk?
It's a classic card game known as golf, where you just...
Oh, I see.
It doesn't. The suits don't matter. It's just if you have a 10, you can put a jack or a 9 on it. You have to go back and forth between the numbers, and you just got to clear them all out. Little things to do to keep me occupied.
But isn't it when you make a suit that
No, you don't have to make a suit.
Or when you make a play, doesn't it show like you can golf? Or was that a different game I saw you playing?
Yeah, that's called fairway golf, and there's all kind of different versions of it. It's not really interesting.
A little static there.
Yeah, it's just things I get obsessed with. I was obsessed with Google Feud.
Right.
Where, you get 4 categories and you pick one, and in like questions, it'll say, why do people blank? And you have to guess what the search result. It's like Family Feud.
Or I was thinking Match Game.
No, it's just like Family Feud, but it's Google Feud, and it's stupid, and it makes people angry.
Well, I got to go retro on you in the sense that one of my first favorite golf games was by Nintendo on the NES system. In fact, I think they even had it in the arcade, where the guy that was golfing kind of looked like Mario, and
interesting,
but kind of a larger, Mario, not exactly like the cute, short, lovable Mario that we've all known. But the game was fun. You went through your different your bag of tricks. You had your wedges, your pitch wedges, and all that stuff, and irons, and it was quite entertaining. But that was back in the day. However, the golf for the friends, what is it? Golf with Friends, right?
There's Golf with Friends, and there's another one.
But the one I was talking about is purchasable at Steam.com, our favorite place that we go to buy games. So I highly recommend, if you're in the mood for playing a game, check out Steam.
PC, Mac, or Linux.
Check out Steam.com as an alternative to Xbox, PlayStation.
I don't know that it's Steam.com.
Is it Steam? Or it's... But now we're checking.
Yeah, it's not. That's not it.
I tell you what, let's play some music and we'll verify. We'll be right back. And here's Jesse James. So, Sir Lana, I know you've been jamming out lately. Tell us what's going on your musical palette. What can you recommend? What have you heard? What's out there to get your groove on?
I'm really not the best authority outside of Spaceboy music.
Well, I find that you always recommend something interesting and different.
Well, usually I find it by accident.
Well, the eureka moments are usually the best.
I was doing a search on Spotify, and you know how if you search one or two terms, it'll just give you absolutely everything it finds, whether it's song title, artist, podcast, video. It does everything now. And I accidentally came upon this, I guess you could call it your summer jam song. I think it's Demi Lovato. It's called Cool for the Summer. It's just got a good summery vibe.
It's got a good beat to it.
It's a dancey song.
I've listened to it several times, and
it's like Katy Perry type music.
Well, actually, I don't think it's not. You know, because this song,
I liken it to that pop.
It's close to
genre.
that, but yeah, but it was pretty decent. What about what's playing on your Spotify right now? I mean, what have you been listening to?
Let's see. I'm gotten in a chill step when I'm trying to read, or on the headphones trying to fall asleep, because it's got the whatever you call that bass from dubstep, whatever that distorted. Pushed up, yeah. It has that, but it does it in a light, melodic. It handles it in a different way.
It kind of strips back the edginess to it.
Yeah, it's not like that EDM stuff, but it's more for almost meditation, but just something to. You don't have to focus on it. That kind of music that could be in the background. One that I really, really like. I'm trying to find it. I have there's one called Melodic Love Chill Step Mix, and it's by a band or a group or a person called Blue Claw Philharmonic. And I really liked that. And of course, Bass Nectar with back to the traditional dubstep sounds.
I like their sound. What was it?
Him or her, they.
Yeah, so, the 808 bass. We actually heard that from, what was it, Breaking Bad. And
I found an acoustic sort of cover of Hotline Bling.
Oh, yeah.
I like. And of course, something I guess that's on the radio now is by Echo Smith, Cool Kids. I like that. And of course, I'm always listening to my beloved 80s music because that's my childhood.
And so you find it pretty easy to find a lot of this music on Spotify, right?
Yeah, even Spaceboy music is on Spotify.
True. Thanks for the shout out there. I appreciate it, Sir Lana. I guess I owe you another tasty treat.
Yeah, I'm surprised you acknowledge music outside of Spaceboy.
Well, I'm trying to change it up a little bit, broaden the horizon for Spaceboy. I want people to listen to my stuff, but at the same time, I want people to feel like, hey, what would Spaceboy recommend? I think back to the day when it was like, should I buy this song or should I buy this album? I mean, I'm really not sure.
Should I buy this single? As I called them, cassette single.
So it's Spaceboy, kind of sharing the love out there, and hopefully in the shows to come, we'll talk more about different artists and maybe even have a musical artist guest come on and talk about their music and what they've got coming out in projects. And as an extension, as an extension of the Spaceboy Universe Network. So, while we're thinking of some other things to convey to you, the listener, why don't we check out the Cosmic Surfer?
Oh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that song, Cosmic Surfer.
It's a fantastic song, and don't be modest about it.
It's a good song, and I mean I like it because it has as I explained, kind of a Japanese feel to it because there's that lead kind of in the middle, and it just sounds.
It's very satisfying all the way around.
Yes, it is a very satisfying song all the way around. So not too long ago we went to Wendy's.
Over the weekend
to eat, and
a newly remodeled
Wendy's. We had this particular Wendy's in question.
Did they tear it to the ground?
They needed to. I think it just disintegrated by itself.
Yeah, because it was an original Wendy's, the original interior and exterior.
Well, it was ready to go.
Yeah.
Put it this way. So they rebuilt it. It's modern and everything. Plus, it's got one of my favorite things in there called the freestyle, where you can make your own drink.
He'll preach about that for a while.
Freestyle. I cannot preach that enough. It is probably one of the next. I mean, thank you, Coca-Cola, for working with the Segway guy, and I can't think of his name, other than calling him the Segway guy. But it is a fabulous product, and its time has come because the future is now. So while we're in there. Because this all leads back into music. And so they were playing like alternative 90s rock.
Oh, my God. You've heard me go on about the 90s. It was a dark time for pop music, and especially rock. I feel like rock and roll, as I knew it, as I grew up with from the 70s and 80s, possibly even the 60s, just died. A terrible, whiny, crappy death. I mean, with the exception of some grunge, but... they were playing just this watered down alt indie rock that was on the mainstream radio, but I was like, oh my gosh,
rock,
it was just painful. It was so painful. And I think the only thing they played was Shine, and I can't remember the name of the group that was, dun, na, 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 na. It's become a meme now.
Right.
Heaven Let Your Light Shine Down. That's
right.
The only one I could withstand. And I mean, we must have went through just all these terrible, whiny songs.
Well, it's cookie cutter stuff.
And then, as we were getting ready to leave, they switched. Somebody must have just thrown in a New Order CD back there, because I was like, ooh, I think they want us to stay.
Yeah, so, basically, we both agree on the fact that 90s music was not
pop radio.
She takes a more harsher look at the 90s rock scene a little harder than I do. There is some music out there that I do like, but I think it's one of those situations where...
I think what it was is back where my hometown during the 90s, we didn't have that many options as far as radio stations. It was either country, adult contemporary, alternative or classic rock, or urban. That was it. There was no pop radio anymore.
Right. So, but at the flip side, what 90s music did you dig into that time? I know that you mentioned a few.
I actually made a playlist of things that I can tolerate.
Well, I could think of like a few songs off the top of my head, like "What Is Love."
Yes. "I'm Too Sexy" by Right Said Fred.
Nice classic.
"Scat Man."
I'm a scat man. Yeah.
"Where Do You Go" by No Mercy.
Yeah.
"What's Up" by 4 Non Blondes, because that became a meme.
It's the rhythm of the night.
That type of thing.
Yeah,
What Is
that
Love?
was a good one.
Crash Test Dummies because of the Venture Brothers.
Right.
"Return of the Mac," "Hook" by Blues Traveler, "Joey" by Concrete Blonde. "Stereo Seems Connected," because that's a good,
right.
The Prodigy, some early Garbage, the band Garbage, by the way. They're coming to Houston. "House of Pain," "Jump Around." Roxette. Roxette sort of spanned the late 80s into the
So you have
90s.
Some pop rock in there, not like
techno, and I have 90s techno, which is, I think, was the birth of what we listen to now, which was it's good stuff. It's very pure as far as EDM, I think.
Cool.
I think that's where it began.
Right. Well, let's listen to some more jams from Spaceboy, and let's see. We've got All's Well That Ends Well. So, while we were listening to this fabulous music, it got me to thinking, Sir Lana, do you recall the first, I guess, favorite music you had, or?
I don't know about the favorite, but I recall the first physical piece of music that I got to pick out to get. It wasn't a hand-me-down or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was Olivia Newton-John's Greatest Hits, something like Volume 2, or... Mm-hmm. I'm actually going to Google that, see if I can find an image for it, because I'll know it by the image. But it had a lot of stuff from Greece on it, and it had Let's Get Physical, and maybe one from Xanadu. Maybe. The one that's kind of like that ballad.
Right.
That's the two, her and another guy singing.
Right, not the one with her and Gene Kelly.
No, the other one.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Suddenly?
Probably Suddenly, yes. I liked her when I was a kid. But that's a different story for a different program.
Is that a legal program that can be broadcast?
I would have to put one of those disclaimers on the show, but, so, yeah, I'm thinking to myself, too, what was, the first CD. And actually, it wasn't even a CD or a cassette, because you were talking about during the break about how cassette singles were, one of your first things that you would get. Yeah. For me, it was 45s. I was more...
Slightly older than me.
So, I remember distinctively going to the record store to pick out some singles, because my parents had purchased me one of these portable record players, not like the Fisher Price, which I got one of those later, but I got a nice little record player.
That's kind of like the one I have. You just put the lid down and
yes.
take off.
So mine was the Bee Gees. If You Leave Me Now was one of the first, and I loved the Bee Gees. I had
those 45s and along with ABBA.
Yeah, so that's my first recollection. And I remember the 8-tracks during that time too, and because I think I might have said it during a program or two, how my grandmother had a 8-track, and she had Neil Diamond and Barbra Streisand, and I know you're not thrilled with them.
The only purpose for 8-track is to have that music on it, and then it should be burned promptly.
But anyway, I grew to love that music, and I may not like the people in particular, but I like their music from that time period. It's always brings me back to a fond memory, and of course, going back to Olivia Newton-John, I liked her in Grease. I was trying to think if that was. I think Grease was the first musical that I had seen. And then I would say Xanadu would probably be the next one.
Well, mine would have been Sound of Music.
Actually, I'm glad you jarred a memory. Actually, the first musical that I saw, which is another song or another thing, music you hate, is The Music Man. Or not The Music. Well,
I've never actually seen The Music
Man. It was
Man.
Fiddler on the Roof, then The Music Man.
Ooh, and I'm not even touching that one. I'm not even going to touch that one.
Well, since you're not going to touch that, let's touch this. It's called Dragonfly by Spaceboy.
We're not going to touch that either.
go. Some Friend. A little bit of my earlier stuff. I think I wrote that right before I met you, Sir Lana. Let's see.
That was on the CD you handed me the night we met.
So, pretty much that we're coming to the end of our show. We're glad that everybody got a chance to tune in. As always, we play Spaceboy music on every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. But don't forget to tune into the big show, which is this Saturday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on SpaceboyUniverse.com, where this week's guest will be...
Oh, Gordon Roop again.
Yes, we hopefully have...
Second time's a charm.
We hopefully have fixed some issues. He'll be calling us in Skype. Also, we sent him a set of headphones with a little boom mic on it to help improve the performance of him talking over the Skype waves. And so we're on like Donkey Kong with this show this weekend. Once a reminder, once a reminder that the show will be over Jonestown, Jim Jones. So it'd behoove you to tune in and listen to SpaceboyUniverse.com this weekend. Do we have anything else on the house cleaning agenda before we start wrapping it up here?
As far as what's happening or what's going to happen?
Yeah, whatever you want to put in there.
I don't think we have anything beyond this Saturday night.
Well, I mean, we're working on that, and hopefully some things will pay off here soon. And, so it's looking bright. You're going to have to pull your shades out. It's all good in the neighborhood, as I like to say. So I guess, Solana, I mean, there's nothing else to say. I guess we could play the outro music. Hey, this has been Spaceboy of SpaceboyMusic.com, where you can tune in every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So remember, always play Spaceboy loud.